Listen up, guys. On top of G Fuel becoming devil hunters via the new Chainsaw Man energy formula, they've also become rogue ninjas. There's a Akatsuki flavored energy formula that you can purchase using my affiliate link and discount code down in the pinned comment and the description box. This is not a sponsorship though. If you do purchase something, use my link and discount code, I do get a small kickback, and I am an avid user of G Fuel. I'll usually mix it in with non-stimulant pre-workout, since G Fuel does have just enough caffeine to get you going for a day, usually around 150 milligrams per serving. And these are two of the tastiest flavors that they've come out with, which is saying a lot because I love their Duke Nukem flavor that they had a few months back. However, you'll also be able to get some really cool anime themed merchandise, as well as energy tubs and different energy formulas of different anime to choose from. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Mobile Suit Gundam, Attack on Titan, and so many other series are available on the website. And best of all, unlike a lot of other energy formulas and drinks that are out there, there is zero crash because there's zero sugar in this one. Two really huge selling points of why I personally support G Fuel. In typical anime fashion, I am going to need you guys to send me your energy by clicking the affiliate link in the description and in the pinned comment, so you can buy whatever anime themed product you want. It doesn't have to be Naruto, it can be whatever anime strikes your fancy. And when you do so, make sure to use my promo code KAGE to get yourself a discount. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to talk to you guys about, for as why as illogical as it is for Boruto to do this, we need to discuss the very real possibility that Boruto might defy orders from Kashin Koji and head out to that battlefield. While we do know that Kashin Koji's made it a point to tell Boruto that under no circumstances must he ever go to the battlefield because Juro will come for him and kill him if he does, we do have signs of a break between the two that have led me to believe that Boruto might try to defy fate. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video, where we take a look at the discussion of whether or not Konohamaru will be saved by Boruto before Matsuri can eat him, and whether or not this should happen. As a quick reminder, the chapter review is up on the channel right now. We got delayed by a couple days due to the storm that hit last week. Chapter review editor still maintained the quality. I will leave the video in the description box and in the end comment and in the end credits for anyone who hasn't seen the review just yet. So let's dive into Boruto's predicament and 2 Blue Vortex and unpack why he might defy Kashin Koji's warning, why a shadow clone is not going to work or not work as well as you might think, and how his role as a singularity of fate ties into the larger philosophical and narrative themes, including parallels to Buddhist and Shinto ideas. We'll also explore how this moment is crucial for Boruto's growth, especially in relation to his dream of becoming a shadow Hokage. So why Boruto might choose to ignore Kashin Koji's warning. Boruto's emotional ties to Sarada and Konohamaru at the heart of his character, that is the heart of his potential defiance. Kashin Koji has laid out a very clear directive. As a singularity of fate, Boruto must remain detached, intervening only to steer time toward a specific outcome. His survival to defeat Juro is what is needed. That is the only thing that matters. But Boruto is not wired for cold impartiality. He is upset with Koji, and that frustration, it peaks as he's learning that Sarada and Konohamaru, especially Konohamaru, are in mortal danger. Konohamaru, in particular, is moments away from being consumed by Matsuri, a Shinji born from Moegi's chakra, and her love for him, it is a twisted, tragic scenario that is bound to hit Boruto hard. These aren't just comrades, they are family to him in everything except for name. He has a history of acting rashly to protect those who he loves, like charging into battles against overwhelming odds in the original series itself, in the original Boruto series. It suggests strongly that he might prioritize their lives over Kashin Koji's grand plan. The flying Raijin marker that Mitsuki is revealed to have only serves to further amplify this temptation. It's a lifeline to jump into the fray, and Boruto already was on the verge of using it before Kashin Koji intervened and told him to sit his ass down. His defiance would stem from the belief that he just can't stand by and watch the people that he cares for suffer. Just like Naruto, Iruka told Naruto to sit down, Naruto still went on to the battlefield, even if it risked unraveling the future that Kashin Koji has envisioned. Here's why sending a shadow clone does not make sense either. So sending a shadow clone, it might seem like a compromise. He keeps his real self safe while also helping, but is a flawed idea given the mechanics of the technique and the stakes that you have. So shadow clones, as a reminder, they split the user's chakra evenly. If Boruto creates one clone, then his chakra levels, they are half between himself and the clone itself, leaving each with only 50% of his power. Against foes like Matsuri and Ryu, and just any of the awakened Shinju, presumably. This dilution, it be fatal. Boruto's full strength is already questionable against Jura. Matsuri's ability to threaten Konohamaru suggests that she is no pushover. A half-powered clone wouldn't just struggle to defeat her. We've already seen she's able to contain Boruto in an Earth Release jutsu that full power Boruto couldn't break out of. He had to teleport away from. He could have just used lightning release to dispel it, but instead he got the hell out of there. That shadow clone is likely going to get dispatched of very quickly, wasting chakra and leaving Boruto vulnerable. And if Jura teleports via that cube that's at the Ten-Tails hideout, the clone might buy a moment's distraction, but it wouldn't decisively tip the scales, and it would confirm their belief that Boruto's somewhere in that area. Plus, if the clone's destroyed, Boruto, it feels pain and his fatigue. The last thing they need is for Jura to say, oh, he's definitely in this area, go find him. Now Boruto's felt the fatigue of that clone. It's a tactical misstep that would not align with the precision of Koji's demands for Boruto's survival. It also has parallels with Buddhism and Shintoism. So Boruto's struggle, it mirrors the themes of detachment and fate that are found in Buddhist and Shinto traditions, offering a deeper lens into his story itself. Buddhism teaches about detachment and the Bodhisattva's dilemma. In Buddhism, detachment from worldly attachments, it is a key to enlightenment, something that the Shinju are seeking, something that Boruto unexpectedly is seeking as well. Yet the Bodhisattva's ideal, it involves compassionately aiding others, delaying personal liberation. Boruto's role is a singularity of fate. It echoes his tension. He is being asked to let go of the personal bonds that power him for a greater cosmic purpose, defeating Jura, establishing the proper timeline, a timeline where everyone survives. But his instinct to save Sarada and Konohamaru, much like a Bodhisattva, might risk their path for others' sake. The story of the Buddha leaving his family to seek enlightenment, it parallels Boruto's forced separation from his attachments. The Buddha had to accept that suffering is universal and that personal ties, they can't always be preserved. A lesson that Boruto resists as he clings to his loved ones. In Shintoism, it comes down to harmony with kami and accepting inevitability. Shintoism emphasizes living in harmony with the kami, the spirits, the forces of nature, and accepting the natural order as it is. Jura and the Shinju, they could be seen as being kami-like entities, unstoppable forces tied to the world's balance. Kashin Koji's warning, it frames Boruto as a figure who must align with this order, not disrupt it, not until it's time for him to strike down Jura. The myth of Izanagi and Izanami comes to mind, where Izanagi fails to retrieve his wife from the underworld and must accept her loss. It reflects Boruto's potential need to let go of Sarada and definitely Konohamaru. Defying Koji is like Izanagi defying death's inevitability. It risks chaos rather than acceptance. So as a battle shonen, it's going to, especially as a gateway battle shonen, play with those concepts loosely. The tradition, it suggests Boruto's lesson is about surrendering to a larger design, a bitter pill to swallow for someone whose life it has been defined by fighting against fate. In particular, his resistance to Momoshiki's influence. Boruto's role as a singularity of fate and the lesson that he's having to learn, Kashin Koji positions Boruto as being a linchpin in time's flow, a role that transcends his personal desires. He's not just a ninja anymore. He is a cosmic fulcrum that his survival dictates Jura's defeat. This elevates him beyond village loyalties or familial bonds. It's about the fate of the world itself. Yet this clashes with Boruto's very real human instincts, making this a crisis of brutal initiation that is forcing him into that role. Watching Sarada and Konohamaru suffer from afar, while staying sidelined, it forces Boruto to confront the true cost of detachment. It is a lesson in scale. His attachments, however vital to him, are dwarfed by the stakes that Kashin Koji is describing. He's going to have to leave it up to fate whether or not they survive. If he does intervene, he runs the risk of dying. And if he does die, Juro wins, and everyone, Sarada, Konohamaru, the village, they die anyway. This is why Boruto's dilemma is so great. What decision he makes is going to be so important for his character. You can't go wrong either way. This moment strips away his agency, teaching him that true power might come in the form of restraint, not necessarily action. In Boruto, for as big of a genius as he is, Boruto has a tendency to act off of emotion. This ties directly into his dream of becoming a Shadow Hokage, a protector who operates in the dark, doing the village's dirty work from afar. That is a role inspired by Sasuke. It inherently demands sacrifice. Loved ones may die while he prioritizes a bigger picture. Sarada and Konohamaru's peril, it is a microcosm of that future. He can't save everyone up close if he's meant to guard from afar. He has to allow them to write their own fate, or allow fate to write its own path for them. If someone else saves them, like say Kawaki, that is fate doing what it's supposed to do. It is a harsh evolution from his childhood bravado where he could leap in and save the day, as we saw multiple times. Even when Boruto was outclassed, like in the Ishiki battle, he still stepped in to save Sasuke. Now he's learning that protecting the village might mean losing pieces of it. I don't think that either one of them dies. I would like to see Konohamaru die. I'm not too sure that happens. It's a realization though that he could forge himself into a Shadow Hokage that he aspires to be, or he could break what it means to be a Shadow Hokage and redefine it in his own way. Much like how Boruto's initial theme in part 1 was about breaking familiar bonds as well as expectations to walk one's own path. Boruto's version of a Shadow Hokage might not be the traditional aspect that you come to expect with that role. In conclusion, Boruto's impulse to defy Kashin Koji, it is rooted in love, it's rooted in loyalty, but it's also a gamble rooted in high stakes. A Shadow Clone's not going to cut it. Half his strength is not going to be able to handle Matsuri and Ryu, let alone Juro when he shows up. His journey echoes Buddhist detachment, Shinto acceptance, pushing him to see beyond personal ties in his cosmic role as a singulated fate. This isn't just about surviving Juro, it's about embracing destiny where his attachments might be a price of victory, or his attachments to others might force him to see that they've grown in his absence. For a kid who's always fought for his people, that's the ultimate test for Boruto. That's the internal and external conflict clashing. It is an ultimate growth into the Shadow Hokage he dreams of becoming, all while subtly rewriting what it means to be a Shadow Hokage into what Boruto believes that Shadow Hokage should be. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and clicking here on the left to check out the chapter review if you've not seen that already, or click over here on the right to check out this video from my Anime Explained channel, where I talk about non-Naruto content in the form of video essays, chapter reviews, lore videos, and so much more.